Hey guys, this is Greg's Beer Review. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews. Today's beer, another one from Allagash. This is their Curieux. I think that's what it is. C-U-R-I-E-U-X. Ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. Bottling May 2011. Cases bottle 950. 11% alcohol by volume. So, it's a big bottle from them. It's got the cork and the cage and stuff on it, guys. This beer comes from Allagash, which is out of Portland, Maine. It is a triple. It's at 11%, like it says. Rotating schedule on this one, so they do it occasionally. The food pairings for this beer, cuisine is be Mediterranean. And the cheeses here is sharp blue cheddar. Your more pungent cheeses, even gorgonzola and Limburger, will go with this beer. The meat for this is pork and poultry. Glassware is a snifter, a goblet, chalice, oversized wine. That's Dubel glass here. The beer can be sold for extended periods, being an 11% beer. I did notice when I was getting out of the fridge, it does have some sediment in the bottle and a little bit of stuff in there, so it has some sediment going on or some further fermentation going on, bottle conditioning as you will, after it's been put in the bottle. So with that being said, guys, this is a Belgian style triple. Let's get the cage off of it and see if I can Armstrong this cork out of it, or if I gotta have a mechanical device to do it. Been pretty lucky so far. I've only had to go grab the pliers one time. Everything else I've been able to get off myself. But you never can tell on these things. Sometimes they slide right out and sometimes they don't. So let's see if I got enough puny strength in my arms to get this one out. Let's see here. Alright, here we go. Poop. Alright guys, let's get it in the glass. I'm going to be kind of gentle because I don't want to stir up a lot of that stuff right there. Of course I will at the end of it there. I like to do half and half. We'll pour the clear stuff first and give it a taste. And we'll see how cloudy it is when I come back for the final. I'm going to share some of this anyway. Oh yeah, it's got some stuff in the bottle and it's lacing up like a tornado as I try to pour it. So I didn't pour a big head, didn't really want to, because a lot of times these beers will produce, if you pour them down the center, they'll pour a 3-finger, 4-finger head. And not a big fan of that, guys. Y'all know me. If you watch any of my reviews, you know I'm not a big fan of those big heads. You get more than half a finger, you're doing, you're sitting around waiting for it to calm down. So that pour is it is a clear, but it's got a chill haze on it, so not perfectly clear, and it may have some of the sediment in it where I poured it in there on there, so it's not exactly perfectly clear, and I'm afraid it's just going to get a little more cloudier as we pour the rest of the bottle into the glass. So it is a it is more of a macro locker amber color, but you can tell by looking at it with the little fine bubbles in it that it's not a macro locker. Pretty much tell that by looking at it basically. But anyway, looks pretty good in the glass. I didn't pour a big full glass out of it, guys, so let's get a nose on this one. Definitely tell this is a Belgian style triple. I'm getting banana, cloves, grapefruit, maybe a little coriander, maybe a little tropical fruit going on there too, maybe a little mango or orange and lemony. Smells pretty tasty. Let's give it a taste, see if it's as tasty as it smells. Cheers, everybody. I didn't get any alcohol basically on the nose. I really didn't get a whole lot of bourbon or vanilla on the nose. But the taste is bourbon and vanilla and grapefruit and yeast. Boy, this is wonderful. I don't know if I've ever had a Belgian that's been aged in the bourbon barrels. That is delicious. That's got a lot going on there. A lot of different tastes from the front of the tongue to the back of the tongue. Very pleasant aftertaste. Wow. Vanilla, bourbon, grapefruit, mango, clove, coriander. Definitely the vanilla and the bourbon there. Wow. That is very, very impressive. Wow. And it's still pretty clear in the glass. Just a little bit of shine. Well, it's clouded up a little bit better than what it was. We'll pour some more. I'm afraid the other half's not going to get as much as she normally does. This is pretty tasty. Anytime that they're going to take the time to brew a beer of this quality, of this alcohol, and put it into a bourbon barrel and let it sit for however long, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. The longer it sits in that barrel, the more expensive that beer is going to end up becoming, because it's taking up space in the rack and time and all that stuff. I mean, it's just time is money thing, and space is money. When you're brewing and you've got some kind of beer and it's fermenting in barrels, I mean, it's taking up space. So every year it sits there. I mean, that is revenue loss. If they had beer that they were selling, how many of them could they put in that same spot and rotate them out and be gone, where that is sitting there taking up that space? You're going to pay a little premium price for this. I'm not exactly sure what I paid for this one, guys, but I'm pretty sure this was a pretty pricey beer. It was probably between $4 and $7 for this bottle. So, pretty tasty beer, though. I mean, I like the Belgian style ale. Then when you put the bourbon and the vanilla and all that on there, makes my mouth water. That is so tasty. You cannot tell by drinking that that's 11% beer. Wow. Outstanding. Probably a 10 here, guys. Stick around, we'll let it warm up. Let's see if this one gets a 10. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, thanks for sticking around. Got just a little bit left in the glass here. This is extremely delightful. Very nice. Very, very nice. Definitely, as it warms up, you can smell the bourbon and the vanilla from this beer. And that has nothing to do with what they did fermenting or the whole process from the time that they mixed the malt and had the wort going till it was fermented. Then it was put into the bourbon barrels. So that changes the beer completely. It really does. And this was aged in eight weeks in the Jim Beam bourbon barrels. So smells. It's got a heavy, heavy vanilla bourbon smell to this. Very tasty. Guys, I'm rambling on. Cheers. Very easy drinking. You don't know it's 11% beer until you get to the end of the bottle and you're drunk. But it's very tasty. I'm not going to give this a 10. It is a 9. If I could give a 9.5, it'd be a 9.5. It is a 9 on a scale of 10. It is very, very tasty. It is a very delicious beer. If you see this, pick it up. It is definitely worth trying. Anything usually, not always, but usually aged in bourbon barrels, it's going to be a little more expensive, and it's going to be a little tastier if you like that vanilla bourbon taste. I'm not a big bourbon fan, but I did like that. It was pretty tasty. Like I said, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Red Beer has a 98 overall and a 99 in the style, so pretty close marks there. And Beer Advocate has an A minus. I think it's a little better than an A minus, so I'm gonna give it the A. Look at that glass; it's got all kind of lacing all the way up and down, all the way around. So, guys, if you've had that beer, let me know. Give me some comments back on this one, and come back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge then. See you then.